Hi all. Let us wait for some more time for other attendees to join the webinar. Okay, let us start the webinar. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Thank you all for joining. Hope you all are sound and great. The topic for today's webinar is how to view KPI metrics and reports on every aspect of maintenance. The host for the day is myself. My name is Shanmuga Priya from Business Development. In today's webinar, we are going to deal with automated KPI metrics calculation, the key performance indicator and its calculation metrics. The next one is meticulous and exclusive reports, how reports helps your maintenance process easier. The third one is comparison of multi-site location. We're going to compare multi-site location in dashboard without actually changing their accounts. The next one is AI powered visual analytics. In this, we are going to see the graphical representations, lines, charts in dashboard page. The fifth one is customizable dashboard with filter option. We have various fields in the filter and see how we can customize the dashboard. And the last one is the on-screen application demonstration. The first one is how KPI metrics provide a solid base for decision making. Automated KPI metrics calculation. KPI is nothing but the key performance indicator which helps you to measure the performance of an asset, of a person, or an operation. So we have various advantage in measuring the key performance indicator. The first one is performance metrics of a technician, asset, and organization. So, in performance metric of a technician, which helps you to see the technician's timely arrival and the time taken to complete a ticket or a schedule. In terms of asset, the asset available time and the idle time and downtime hours. The next one is the decision on cutting edge operation and capital expenditure. By seeing your asset technician's performance, you will be able to take a decision on whether to cut down the operation and the capital expenditure or to invest on them. Next one is the plan training needs. So by seeing a technician's performance, if their performance is very low, you can actually plan for their training needs. The next one is the establishment performance benchmark. So in our Innomaint application, we have performance benchmark to see the technician's first time fixed rate (FTFR). This helps you to measure your technician's performance in resolving an issue in the first go. So without taking much time and complete it in the task in the first go. For example, so in a manufacturing industry, assets are very important. If the asset is taken into account for every minute and every hour to produce a product, if the asset come across any breakdown or failure, it should be resolved as soon as possible. For this, you should have a sound engineer to resolve the failure of the asset at the given time. If the technician is going to take one day or many days to resolve the problem, it will lead to the production loss. The performance benchmark helps you to identify your technician's performance in the dashboard page. Next one is the planned outsourcing task. By seeing the technician's attendance, by seeing their engagement, you can actually plan on the outsourcing task as well. So the KPI, there are three types of KPI metrics. So we have three terms for which we are going to measure the KPI metrics. The first one is for the asset performance, and second one is for the technician's performance, and third one is for the budget. The criteria which involves in measuring the asset performance are the preventive compliances, schedule versus assign, work order by category, available uptime, total downtime hours, MTTR mean time to repair, MTBF mean time between failures, and total time spent. The criteria involves to measure the technician's performance is the average response time, the average resolution time, the on-time arrival, first time fixed rate (FTFR), technician's performance, repeated problem, and SLA compliances. In terms of budget, number of hours worked, number of breakdown calls attended, and number of spare parts consumption, and number of assets. So we are going to deal all these criterias in detailed way in the real-time demonstration. The next one is how do reports helps data-driven decision and render data for quick meetings. Meticulous and exclusive reports. Reports helps you to manage all of your maintenance process easier. Reports helps you to know every detail on maintenance. So we have various types of reports like transactional report, asset report, spare report. So all these reports will help you to know on every aspect on maintenance. The next point is it helps you to minimize the asset downtime. So in asset report we have the available uptime of the asset, the idle time, MTTR, mean time to repair, mean time to between failures, MTBF. These will help you in minimizing the asset downtime. So by seeing all these data, the idle times, the available time, so you will get an idea how to minimize the asset downtime. It provides the maintenance history. So reports helps you to provide the maintenance history. So you can see the maintenance history or the history card by selecting the time period from date and to date, and you can see the maintenance history. Next one is the maintenance standardization. So in our Innomaint application, there are various types of reports which help you to set a maintenance standardization. Next one is cost management and forecasting. So in reports, we have the asset cost, spare cost. So you can manage your cost and forecast whether to invest or cut down the cost. Next one is the maintenance scheduling and planning. So you can see the repeated problems and work on them in order to prevent the breakdown and plan your maintenance schedule and plan. Digital audits for great accuracy and simplicity. So the report can be entered as exported as PDF, and it can be exported as Excel by a single click, and you can use it for digital audits and meetings for greater accuracy and simplicity. Versatile and comprehensive reports. So in our Innomaint application, we have various types of reports. They are transaction report, um, monitoring report, we have performance report, we have task report, we have asset report, spare part stock report, feedback report, and attendance report. So we can deal on all of these reports in detailed manner in the real-time demonstration. Next one is how to compare the multi-site maintenance process without changing the account. Comparison of multi-site location. So this multi-site location helps you to monitor different dashboard and compare them without changing the accounts. This maintenance progress compared on basis of the visual of indications of status for both schedules and breakdown. like how many are in new, how many are in progress, how many are to be reassigned, how many are completed in terms of both schedules and breakdowns. And you can also see their task distribution graphs and for specific period, like the graphical representations, and you can see the charts, you can see the lines, and you can see all the datas like 3 months, 6 month, and 1 year run for the selected period in the dashboard page. Next one is the filtered view based on asset, location, category, and more. So in that first one is the customizable dashboard. So we have the option to select the specific period for 3 months, 6 month, year, and custom plan, and you can select the from date and to date, and that selected data will be displayed in the dashboard page. And next one is the SLA compliances. So you can have the SLA compliances in the dashboard page. So SLA is nothing but the service level agreement. You can see whether your technicians attended the task within the SLA time or they have violated the SLA time. And next one is how funds are used. So in our dashboard page, we have budget KPI where you can see the number of hours worked, number of breakdown calls attended, number of spare consumption, and the asset added in each and every month. So you can know how the funds are being used. So you can plan accordingly. And next one is the work order progress. So in the dashboard page, you can see the progress of the work orders, like how many are in new, how many are in progress, how many are to be reassigned, how many are completed. So you can actually see the work order status for both as for the schedule as well as PPM schedules as well as for the breakdown. Next, we have the filtered option based on all fields. The fields such as location, assert, building, flows, engineers. So you can select the defined fields and you can click on to apply. So those selected fields will appears in the dashboard page. We have the download option in each and every right corner of the modules. So you can download this particular module of the graph or the line by this option at the right corner. So you can use this for your meetings or for your audits. Next one is an AMC call out and NC call out. So you can see the agreements. So annual contracts or annual maintenance contracts and non-contracts. So you can see all these data in the dashboard page as well. And next is the IoT based dashboard. So in our Innomaint application, we don't not alone deals with the manual maintenance, we also deal with the IoT based dashboards and processes. So we suggest if our client needs to go with IoT based model, so we suggest our client to purchase the IoT sensors and the hardwares. And we get connected to their machines. So from the machine, the data are sensed and it has been retrieved from the sensor and it has been transferred to the cloud, and from the cloud it is transferred to the application, and where you can see the IoT based dashboards and reports. So let us see the software real time demonstration and the dashboard and reports. So once you receive the login credentials, the username and the password, the first page you will be landing into the dashboard page. So which gives you the comprehensive information of the transactional data. So where you can see the work order status of the planned preventive maintenance as well as the breakdown. So where you can see how many are in new, how many are in progress, how many are to be reassigned, how many are overdue. The same way you can see the data for the breakdown as well. At the right corner, you can see whether in the data format or in chart format. We have both the options. So in each and every module at the right corner, we have the filter option as we discussed in the presentation. So we have different fields like location, building, floor, room, manufacturer, asset, etc. So you can select the particular field, and if you click on to search, automatically those data which has been selected will be appears in the dashboard page. And next one is the preventive schedule versus completed, breakdown versus completed. So in this module, you can able to modify or customize your data. Like you can select day, week, month, or year, or you can also custom your data. Like which from you can select the from date and to date, and if you click on to apply, those data within the period of operations will be seen over here. So in this graph, where you can at the right corner you can see whether it is in a bar format or in the line format. And each and every model we also have the filter option. So in this graphical representation for preventive schedule versus completed, you can see the color identification and coding. So where you can see this red color represents the scheduled numbers, and this green color represents the completed one. And in case of breakdown versus completed, the same way, you can see how many breakdown ticket has been created so far versus how many has been completed so far. And next comes the KPI indicator of the machine. So where you can see the 3 month, 6 month, and custom plan, and you can see the data in the dashboard page. So first one is the preventive compliances. So in this preventive compliances, you can see the PPM compliances. At the right corner, each and every model you have the option to download. So the first one is schedule versus assigned. The second one is schedule versus assign. In schedule versus assign, you will be able to see how many have been scheduled so far, how many has been assigned so far. The third one is the work order by category. And you can also see the available uptime of the machine. So at the back end, we have a formula to calculate the available uptime. So by subtracting the mean time to repair, MTTR, and mean time between failures, by subtracting these two idle time from the overall time, you will be getting the available uptime of the machine. You can also see the downtime hours, you can see the MTTR, mean time to repair, MTBF, mean time between failures, and the total time spent. And next is the key performance people indicator. So in key performance people indicator, the same way you will be able to select the 1 month, 3 month, or 6 month, or you can also customize your time period. So in this module, you can see the average response time of the technician. The average response time taken for a technician to respond to a particular ticket or a schedule. The average resolution time. The average time taken for a technician to complete a breakdown process. And the on time arrival, the average on the time taken for a technician to arrive in that particular breakdown or a schedule, the on time arrival data. And the first time fixed rate. So first time fixed rate is nothing but, as we discussed earlier in the presentation, if a technician is going to complete a ticket in the first time, in the first go, they are considered to be first time fixed rate. So this is a benchmark performance. By seeing this, you can identify your technician's performance, whether they are completing within the set time or within that time. So if it is going to be exceed 2 or 3 days, so that will be which will lead to production loss. So you should have a sound engineer. So you can see their performance in the first time fixed rate. And next one is the technician's performance. So we have a rating option. Once the technician completes the breakdown ticket, the supervisor or the customer have the ability to rate the technician's work. So you can also see the technician's performance here. And next is the repeated problems. So in repeated problems, you can see in a chart and the percentage of different problems which has been repeated so far. So by seeing all these data, you can actually work on the repeated problems and you can prevent it from the future occurring. So this dashboard of the repeated problems will help you to solve the repeated problems and prevent it from the future occurring. So whereby you can reduce the repeated problems. And next we have the SLA compliances. So in SLA compliances, as we already discussed, SLA compliance is nothing but service level agreements. So where you can see whether your technician is going to attend a particular schedule or a ticket within the set time, the SLA compliances time, or they are going to violate the SLA compliances. You can see all these data over here. And next is the key performance budget indicator. So in key performance budget indicator, you can actually see the number of hours worked each and every month, and the number of breakdown calls attended in each and every month. And you can also see the spare consumption in each and every month, and you can also see the asset being added to each and every month. So overall, this dashboard page will give you the comprehensive information of the transactional data. And next is the comparison dashboard. In comparison dashboard, you can actually select two different location and you can compare their multi-site comparison dashboard. So here we can see the preventive status and breakdown status for two different locations. So here we have given the color coding for how many are in new, the work order status, how many are in new, how many are in progress, how many are to be reassigned or overdue. And you can see the color codings by for different location. And in case of breakdown, you can see the two different location and their color codings and their progress. And next is the preventive schedule versus completed, breakdown versus completed. Like you can see, you can compare this for two different location. For this particular preventive virus is completed, you can see how many for this two AUM packaging and bank, there are different two locations has been selected now. So you can see how many are how scheduled, assigned and completed for preventive schedule visits completed. In case of breakdown visits completed, you can see service request and assigned and completed. The same way for two different location, you can see the data for breakdown visits completed. And next is the line representation of breakdown calls. So where you can see the color coding and you can see the data in the line format. So this dashboard page will give you the overall information of the application, and it is which gives you an eagle eye and managerial view. So it will give you a organization visibility of the real time data. So in reports, we have various types of reports. So the first one is the transactional report. So in transactional report, we have a transactional report for both schedule, ticket, as well as for the spare parts. So in this, we can you can see either by summary or a detailed manner. So you can select the from date and to date to generate the report. At the right corner, you have the distribution of the work orders and the percentage and and the chart representation. So we also have the advanced search at the right corner. So if you want to select for a particular data like location, building, asset ID or the status, you can select and you can view the data as well. And we have the option to export it as PDF, export it as Excel, and we also have the option to add the column. So for example, if you want these columns these fields to be added in the report, you can just select and you can click on to apply. So those field will be appears in the report page. So where you can see the location, where you can see the building, where you can see the floor, where you can see the asset name, you can see the asset model, you can see the distribution of the work orders, like how many are in new, how many are in progress, how many are overdue, how many are completed, how many are cancelled, skipped, and the total count of it. And you can see the planned hours, you can see the actual hours and the spare cost and the total cost. So in case of ticket, you will be able to see the data for the ticket. You can see the location, you can see the defect, what type of defect it is, what is the severity, low, medium or high, what is the type, the asset based service type based on ticket, or based on what, asset based or generic ticket. And you can see the total ticket, you can see the total SLA ticket violated, and you can see the total ticket downtime hours and the total time consumed. And next comes the spare part. So in spare part, you will be able to see the transactional report based on the spare part. So you can select the from date and to date to generate the report. So you can select the date and month and year so to generate the report. Yes, you can see the spare categories, the spare part cost, the spare quantity, the spare schedule cost, the spare schedule quantity, and the spare ticket cost and the spare ticket quantity. So where you can see the location, the asset name, the asset model, the asset ID, the spare part ID, the spare part name, and the spare category name, the spare subcategory name, the ticket quantity, the ticket cost of it, and the schedule quantity and the schedule cost of it. And next comes the monitoring report. So monitoring point is nothing but to calculate a critical data point of a machine or an asset. So you can select the from date and to date to generate the report. You can see the asset name, asset model, asset ID, monitoring point name, the unit of measurement, whether it is going to be a kilometer or temperature or what type of unit of measurement it is. You can see the meter reading value. We can see the reading value, and you can see the measuring type, whether it is incremental or incidental. And next comes the performance report. So in performance report, actually you can see the performance of your technicians. So you can select the from date and to date to generate the performance of your technicians. We have different performance report in terms of ticket, in terms of schedule, in terms of asset performance and performance work order. So you can select the from date and to date to generate the report of the engineer's performance in terms of ticket. You can see the service technician name, the total ticket raised, the total SLA violated ticket, the total ticket rejected, and total time consumed. And next is in terms of schedule, what is the engineer's performance? You can see their name, you can see the total schedules and total schedules rejected and the total schedule consumed. And next one, you can see the asset performance. In asset performance, you can see the location, you can see the total asset count, you can see the available hours, you can see the actual planned hours, you can see the number of breakdown calls, you can see the ticket breakdown hours, you can see the availability of the machine, and you can see also, you can see the ideal times like mttr, mean time to repair, mtbf, mean time between failures. So as I told you, we have the formulas at the back end which automatically subtract the ideal time and which gives you the overall available time of the machine. And next is the performance work order. So where you can see the service technician name, the total ticket raised, total rejected ticket, total SLA violated ticket, you can see the total schedule and total rejected schedule, total SLA violated schedule, total ticket consumed, and the schedule total time consumed. And next is the task report. In task report, you can select the from date and to date, and you can select the location, building, and floor, and to generate the task report. And next is the assert report. So in assert report, you will be able to see how many assets are live, how many are sold or disposed, where you can see the location, where you can see the manufacturer, where you can see the category, where you can see the subcategory, where you can see the asset name, you can see the asset model, you can see the asset ID, how many are active, how many are inactive, and if they are inactive, what is the reason for inactivity, and number of schedule confirmed, and number of schedule initiated, and the number of schedule assigned. In sold and disposed, you will be able to see which has been asset has been sold or disposed, and in this asset how many schedule configured, how many schedule initiated. And next is the spare part stock report. So in spare part stock report, you will be able to see the total stock which are available in your organization. The spare stock report. So where you can see the spare category, spare subcategory, the spare part ID, the spare part name, the location, the building, the floor, a room, the transactions, the technician's name, the current quantity, and the per unit rate of it. Next comes the feedback report. So in feedback report, this feedback is given by the customer or a supervisor after the engineer completes their work. So here we have the option to select the from date and to date to generate the report. So in the report, you will be able to see the graphical representation of the asset, engineer, and service and their ratings, where you can see the date, you can see the customer name, the type of service, the reference number, and the engineers names, and the employees engineers rating, and the assert name and the assert rating, and the technician, the what type of problem it is, service name, what type of problem, so for which problem the particular schedule or a ticket has been raised for, and their service rating and their comments. So what is the feedback, so whether they have done good, or what is the comment for the particular work. The spare part usage report. So in spare part usage report is nothing but the consumption of a spare part, so where you can select the from date and to date to generate the report of the spare part consumption. So in this, where you can see the transaction date, you can see the location, you can see the building, you can see the floor, you can see the technician's name, and you can see the spare category, you can see the spare part ID, you can see the spare part name, you can see the part manufacturer, you can see the transaction quantity, and their balance stock. So these are the consumption quantity, and what is the available, the remaining balance stock, you can see it over here. And next is the move management report. So move management report is nothing but if you are planning to move a particular asset from one location to another location, this move management history, or the asset transfer history, will be helpful. So where you can see the asset name, and you can see from which location to which location it has been transferred, and you can see the details of the asset, who is the manufacturer, what is the category, what is the subcategory, asset name, model, and the transfer date and time, so who transferred this, and what is the transferred reason, and you can also see the status at the right corner, who have requested, whether this particular asset is still in the requested state, or it has been approved, or it has been disposed, or it in the gate pass. So you can see different status of it also. So this is helpful to see if a particular asset is in which location and what is the reason for transfer. And next comes the attendance report. So in attendance report, you can actually select the technician. You can actually select the technician, and you can select the from date and to date to generate the report. So in this particular attendance report, you will be able to see the attendance of your technician. So in our Innomaint application, automatically, if a technician punch in and punch out, it automatically tracks the attendance. You can see the technician's name, you can see their contact number, you can see the email ID, you can see the date, you can see the punch in time and date, you can see the punch out date and time, you can see the punch in location, you can see the punch out location, the total time taken to complete this particular process, and the total distance traveled, and the action taken. So you can export it as PDF, and you can export it as Excel as also. So these are about the dashboard and reports. So basically this dashboard will helps you for the organization visibility, and this will help you on the all the aspects of maintenance and to improve your standardization. And that's all about today's webinar. And in case if you have any doubts or queries, you can note down our email ID, and you can write your queries, and we will be able to help you. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Have a nice day.